Okay. Everybody thanks. I don't know who's over there, but thanks for joining me. This is the rollout call for listings to leads for the Keller Williams Woodbury office. And first thing first, if you're getting your IDs and passwords, I think they were sent to you automatically. Just make sure you log in up here where it says My Account. You don't need to create a trial because the office is paying for your access to this. So I think I'm already logged in, and we'll just yeah, we're here. Each of you, if I don't know what you know about us, we are an online marketing platform with a number of tools to market your listings, but also a number of tools to help you get more listings if you don't have listings, or if you got one or two and you want to start operating with five at a time, or whatever your numbers are. We have a lot of tools to help you do that. They're in two major sections. Up here on the top, there's a listings tab. Because you're with Keller Williams, we have a feed that's delivering your listings automatically to us. And from there, you can sort of, we create tools automatically. We send some of those to you, but I do want to recommend that you all log in and you get to this taskbar here. There's a little task button. And we basically made a whole series of tasks for you to share to get your listings out on social media, be it with print, with Craigslist, all kinds of online options. But everything that we do is designed to capture leads. So I know with Keller Williams, you got a lot of different tools that you've been using. The KW Edge, I guess, has a lot of stuff built in there. If you've ever used things like, I don't know, agent marketing or circle picks, you might see tools that sound very similar to ours. But our tools are actually very unique in that everything that is going on, everything that we create has multiple ways of capturing leads. This is an auto-generated tool to market a home. And for the person to get more information on that home, they've got to click this button, continue with Facebook. And that reaches into Facebook, delivers their contact information to you, and then they get dropped on the property and you get the lead and you know what property you're looking at, all that stuff. So that's kind of our listing side. There are a lot of tools. I'm going to walk through them in a little bit here. There's also a landing page section, and landing pages are really powerful. They're probably the reason why 10 to 15 people sign up every day on our website just to get access to our landing pages. And those are things like Property Valuation Plus, nearby homes sold, empty nesters, growing family, FSBOs, expireds, and you can create custom landing pages as well. And that, for any realtor, I recommend you are using some landing pages, especially if you want more listings. Property Valuation Plus is number one. Let me close the door because I hear some work going in the next place here. So there's just probably more than 50 tools inside this system. The more leads you get is generated on how many tools you use and how often you use them. And before we got on the call, I was kind of going through our mastermind group, and there's some really, great examples of people just saying, hey, I got 87 leads off of this ad, right? So they wrote the ad, they are driving these ads to our tools, and they're capturing 87 leads. So this is an agent at Keller Williams. And I want to point out, because when I go through it, I don't really slow down to talk about this, but I want you to notice these emojis. Emojis are something that I don't really get excited about or talk about, but I can tell you they get a lot more clicks, and you will see this time and time again. So you can figure out how to do that, get that on your ads. It's just a little side deal. Here's another guy, Kevin Cooper, and he's saying, he ran $30 for 30 days, and he had, both sides of the street were lined with cars for his open house, and he's got all kinds of great things. And then Kevin put something just recently, I think up here this morning, and I will just have a quick look at that. And the thing about this, the reason why I'm bringing you here is, one, to show you that our clients are generating a lot of leads, right? And the key to generating a lot of leads is basically using the tools. But what is awesome, and the other reason I'm bringing you here first, is this is our mastermind group, which is for our clients only. So we're going to go through, I'm going to show you a bunch of things right now. And I'm recording this call. So I'm going to put this call up on YouTube, and I'm going to send Ann the link to this with the instructions on how to get into this mastermind group. Because you don't want to have to reinvent the wheel. We have very powerful tools. And our clients are awesome enough to share exactly what their ad looks like. And this is a picture of our tool as it gets pushed in. And they tell you, here's what's my reach and here and that. And they also tell you, this is how much money I spent on it, right? Here's another ad for an open house, right? Again, he's using emojis. I really want you to think about that. As silly as that sounds, I think of emojis. When I think of emojis, I think of children and teenagers. I don't think about it, but I can tell you, because we've got clients running ads all over the country, it really it really helps. There are ways to run ads where you pay for them. There are ways to run ads where they're free, but you want to mix it all in as part of your business growth plan or lead gen plan. So that's the mastermind group. It's an awesome place. You need to get in there. You need to see how to leverage this. But let's talk about that number one landing page and how you create it. You actually go to the landing page, and there's a drop down. It says Property Valuation Plus. Now, there are a lot of them, and I obviously invite you to go in and check them all out. But Property Valuation Plus is the number one landing page for seller lead gen, right? And you just highlight it and you click landing page. Now, Anna, is there like a big town? I only know that you're in Woodbury. I'm going to type in Woodbury, but I'm pretty sure that your agents are creating their business in probably more towns than just Woodbury, right? So for each of you, when you log in, you want to create a landing page just like I'm doing right now for every one of those areas. And if you're in a big town, let's say Woodbury's a really big place, and there's a bunch of areas and neighborhoods. Minneapolis is a great example, and St. Paul, that's bad. These are big. So in Minneapolis, I've been there, so I know that there are parts of town where you would definitely want to be building your business, and there are probably parts of town that you don't want to be building your business, right? And so if there's a neighborhood that you could actually create the name of where it says your Woodbury home, you could have just that neighborhood, right? You could type that in, and then you can use Facebook to target the zip code or something like that. And I'll show you how this page works in a minute, but essentially you write in your address, you click get the value estimate, and then it shows you a map with the house on it, and it says we have your value, and to get the value, I need your email address. And that's how it works, right? I'll show it to you in a second. But I can tell you this generic little coffee cup, laptop, pen, and paper deal is close to useless. It does not work very well. So the first thing you got to do is change this background picture. And that's why the first place we drop you is the place to click upload an image and change that background picture. Now, I don't know if you guys collect those kinds of things, or if you have any of those as a resource, but I'm going to just type in Woodbury, and Minneapolis is in Minnesota, right? It's right, yeah. And you could do a Google search, and this is actually a really important piece. That background picture is the first thing you are using to establish really just trust, right? Because if people don't know where you're coming from or who you are, they're not gonna sign up for a national spam campaign, right? So I don't know what Kowalski's is, but it's too small anyway. One thing you got to do is click Tools and click Size and get larger than 4MP, and this shows you the photos that are the right size, right? That's a super huge image. And I don't know if there are any landmarks in this town of Woodbury. Maybe there are, maybe there aren't. I'm just sort of scanning here real quickly. I'm sure there are in Minneapolis and St. Paul, but since we're here, we'll just kind of do this picture, right? Let's just say this was the Opera Center in your town, right? Or some major building. Just save the image that you want on your desktop and go back to the editor and click upload. Put that picture in and give it a few seconds while it pulls everything together, and then click save. And when you click save, it's going to show you the actual page in the background. And one thing I want to caution is not to put a house on it. I'm going to click view on this over here so we can actually see the full page. Let's click here. Oh, you gotta close that. So this is what Property Valuation Plus looks like. It can you take your photo and you put it in the background, and then let's just see how this thing works, right? You should know how this works. You type in any address. It's got to be residential. And you hit get the value estimate. So the first kind of, step of trust is that background picture looks like this, your area, right? The second step is we show you a map of your house. Like, that's it, right? That's what you're looking for. And it's like, your report is ready. So to get the value, I got to give up an email address. Okay, and why are you interested? Well, I need to sell soon. Whatever it is, there's a few options there. But at this point, the consumer is dropped on a page with the value, right? And you have their address, their email address, and the value that they're looking at, all right? Now, I do want to say that, let me see if I can click the back button here. Yeah, it's not very friendly. When you put in the address, I'll do it one more time. This, this can happen for anybody. They put in the address. It kind of sounds like I'm repeating myself, but I want to point out here. You get dropped here, and the next question is what's your email address? And I'd say 80 to 90% of people would rather pull teeth out of their own head than give you their email address. And 90% of people will leave this page. A great thing, and Ann got this together for your office, we have integrated the Cole, or what we call our partial to full lead converter. And it is an integration with a company called Cole Information, which is essentially an online phone book of homeowners. And they don't have it, I'd say 60 to 70% of the time, they have a lot of contact information about these homeowners. So if you only get an address and the person walks away, we're going to automatically reach into Cole and give you everything that Cole has on those. And I've heard people tell, they even have automobile vehicle registration IDs. I don't even know how they have all this stuff. But they typically get emails and they get phone numbers and cell numbers. And they even get the last home sale value. So you just have some background information on what's going on. That's a really great add-on. You've got it. And I definitely recommend that you get these pages, at least one on the internet, on Facebook specifically, once a week, every weekend. Now, if you got a few different areas where you're building your business, then by all means, do that. Now, I'm going to kind of go through and I'm going to get this picture up, this landing page up, and we're going to run an ad together. And Ann, can you get a show of hands over there? What percentage of your team knows how to run an ad on Facebook? And while I'm waiting for that answer, I'm going to go do a search on Google again. And because this background picture is super important. And I want to make sure that you guys get this one right, because this is there are a few different places. Okay, of those here, we all know how to get an ad set up. Okay, That's awesome. Then I won't take too long. But I am going to take, I am going to, I am going to show you, I am going to take you through the process. And I recommend you watch and pay attention to that. So I've got here Summit Diner. I set up Coldwell Banker in Summit, New Jersey. Small town, New Jersey, 25,000 people. And I did a training called just like this for that office. And I showed them what I'm about to show you. And they, after the call, everybody gets the tools and they go out there and they start running ads. And 30 days later, the manager calls me and says, Vince, we're getting leads all over the place. It's awesome. But what's really weird is that the ad that we run with this picture in the background is the #1 lead generation page we have for seller lead generation. And it may be obvious to you, but if it is not, it is because this old restaurant is on Main Street in Summit, New Jersey. And if you live in Summit, New Jersey, you know this place. And that's the building of trust. They know, you're telling them, I know where you are, right? It might be a school, it might be just the downtown street that you've got. But that's the kind of background picture you want to get. A lot of people feel like I'm going to customize this. I'm going to put a multi-million-dollar property on the back of this page, right? That actually doesn't do a whole lot. But if it's something that resonates with your local community, that's really where it's at. So right now, for as far as we're going to go, this is good enough for us to run an ad. And I'm going to copy this, and I'll move fast because you guys all know how to run an ad. It is not boosting, it's creating an ad, although there are some good times and places to boost. But I'm going to create an ad, and this is the way that we train all the time. And we get huge results all the time. So I want you to understand specifically about the seller lead gen ad that we do. And I'm going to point out the major mistakes that most agents get. And we have a lot of agents using our system. And we do live training on Facebook almost every week. And we do 3 live trainings every week. And so we're going to help you get to use these tools. But even though we do all that training, agents will log in and do whatever they do, and they will get great results or they'll get kind of lousy results, right? You can run an ad and put $40 on that ad and you can generate 40 listing leads, or you can run an ad and put $40 on that ad and generate 2. And the levers that those areas where they make mistakes happens on this section right here. And I'm going to point out where those errors typically occur. Number 1, when you're using our tools, always go for traffic. Number 1, even though lead gen sounds kind of like real, it ain't. It's not as effective as our tools. Give it a name. I'm going to call it value, Woodbury, and the date, whatever that might be, right? And you want to give it a name because I want you to run at least 2 ads every week, every one of you. If you're a brand new agent or you're an agent that has like 1 or 0 listings, you want to be running 2 ads a week, minimally. 1 ad is the one we're doing right now, get your free home value. The other ad is borrow a listing and say, hey, I'm going, here's an open house. Here's something just listed. Here's something pending. Here's something just sold. That you do 1 time every week, $20 ad, and you do it for 4 days. And because you get a lot of reach, I don't know if you see over here, my estimated daily reach, I haven't done any kind of modification, so it's pretty high. But it's likely that you're going to be, for a $20 ad, you're going to be seen by 3, 4, 5,000 people in 4 days. So let me just type in here what we need to do. Woodbury, Minnesota. You can do that by zip code if you want. But what I want to make sure that you understand is they very kindly give you a radius. And if you're running an ad for an open house, well, 25 miles out might be relevant. People might actually move in and check that out, right? But because this page only says Woodbury, there's no value for you to show a Woodbury ad in Stillwater or Crystal, right? Get your Crystal, get your your Woodbury home value in Stillwater, because there's just no value. That's why you go, if you want to target Stillwater, create another Stillwater page and do it. So here, change it to current city only. And up here, very important, not many people know about it, change it to people who live in this location. Okay? And the other major thing, you don't want 18-year-olds. Unless there are a lot of 18-year-olds who own homes in Woodbury, you don't really want them to see and click and chew up your money on your ads. Okay? There are other really fancy things you can do with detailed targeting and demographics. I actually don't recommend any of them. We don't. It's difficult enough for agents to run an ad. I know you guys know it, but boy, to teach somebody how to like maximize on targeting, you really got to test and learn. And if you have time to do that, awesome. Here is the number one area that is the first biggest mistake. It is placements. I think because we don't know what placements actually means, we just go with the default because it's recommended, right? But what it actually means is that it is going to be placed on mobile and on the desktop. And when you're trying to capture seller leads, mobile does not work very well. We know this because we've been doing this ever since Facebook developed advertising. We have had tools to meet it. And it doesn't work. It can, but when you're getting started, I recommend you do that with desktop. Right column ads don't work very well as well. I'm going to go over to Facebook real quickly, and we're going to roll the dice and hope it's going to be G-rated for all of us. I'll have a sip of coffee while that comes. But where the ad actually lands is it lands in the feed, which is right here, right in the center is where this thing lands. Now over here, you see a column over here. That's the right side of the, that's where these ads show up if you choose right column. And they actually don't work well at all, so I don't recommend that you use them. So scroll down. You want to set your budget, and there's a really interesting point here that people don't quite know. You should always change your budget to a lifetime budget. Don't worry, it doesn't mean you're paying them for life. Actually, I don't actually know what it means, but I can tell you one of the most important reasons of why you need to use this. And I know this because Scott and I had a call with Facebook talking about how to run ads because they could see us doing things all over with clients. What that does is that allows Facebook to place your money at the most opportune time, meaning when the most of people are on their page. Occasionally I'll get a question from an agent that says, when's the best time to run an ad on Facebook? And boy, that's, I have no idea. But Facebook does because they have a ton of metrics and tracking. And when you change it to lifetime budget right there, it drops your money when the most amount of people are going to be there. Okay? So from here, you click continue. And you notice I put $30 in there. Actually, I got to back up. I'm sorry. Sometimes I move too fast. And this one I definitely want to make sure I don't jump over this. I changed the budget to $30 and I started the ad on Friday and I ended it on Monday, which is roughly $10 a day. Okay? I recommend if you're trying to get seller leads, you do that. You start it on Friday and you end it on Monday, and that you put at least $30 on it, right? Now, what you may not know, or you may know, is that a seller lead typically costs about $1 on Facebook. So if I got a $30 ad here, I'm going to get, 25 to 35 leads, maybe just 30 leads, right? They're going to flow through, they're going to see my ad, they're going to click it, and when they click it, they land on this, and when they fill that out, I start capturing the lead, right? That's how it all works. So I want to point out, if you get good at that and you want your business to grow with listings, This is another agent from another Keller Williams office, and he's saying, hey, and I don't know if you can read this, but I'll give you the bullet points. He ran an ad for 4 days with $100 on it, and he has 100 leads, right? And he's saying, if he'd done this through Zillow or anywhere else, it'd be thousands of dollars. And that's what I want to point out. It is about $1 a lead on the seller side. And if you start getting good at capturing leads here for $30 and you want more, well, move that up to 50 and all the way up to 100 or wherever you want to land. So now we go to the ad creation. What is the ad actually going to look like? First, you want your business page, and I know you guys have that. That's my music business page, so we'll just leave that there. Always, always, always do it on single image ad. If you're really fancy, you can do a single video ad, but do not do the other options. Single image works all day long. I recommend it. You want to go here and you want to copy this link, and you want to paste that link here, and you want to click that little red button, and that pushes it in. And then there's just a couple of things that you have to adjust from here, okay? And that is recent home sales affected your home value. We put that there. It's like default language. It's pretty close to lame. It's not very good. A number like this, something like this, 40 homes sold in Woodbury. If I can spell Woodbury. Let me move my keyboard. Last month. And 800K was the high. Okay. That gets people kind of like, if they own a home, that's like, well, that's good, important stuff, right? But this line right here, you should always use. Click here to get your automated online home value in less than 15 seconds, comma free, right? That's just a mouthful of a statement. It's a moneymaker because it's saying, one, free. We're all pro free, right? We're all ADD, so 15 seconds fits in that. But because it's automated and online, it's really code for I don't have to talk to you to get that free value. Yes, they got to kick up some information to get that value, but they don't actually have to get on the phone with you. And not many people want to do that. So that's it. Now you know, go to the bottom and, click confirm and do all that. I want to remind you, this is a great time to remind you, I don't, I went through it fast and furious there. If you go into our mastermind group, you're going to see our clients saying, here are my ads. Here's how much money I spent. And they're giving you, this is not what I wrote, but this is working really well. So there's a lot of great ideas inside the mastermind group to help you shape and write those ads. Okay. So I just want to remind you that at least every 2 to 3 days, somebody's got some big post like this saying, here's what I spent. Here's what my ad looked like. Here are my results. So you got to get in there, and it's going to help you leverage our tools. So that's that side of it, right? That's like landing pages. That's what gets a ton of people excited. On the listing side, we get your listings automatically via KWLS and List Hub and all whatever, and it shows up right here. And when you log in, you see your own listings. If you don't have listings, you could talk to your TL and perhaps borrow listings from the office, and then they would show up inside of here. If you're going to borrow, you can actually click this button and say grab active listing. It'll pull the listing in, and then you just edit the property description and say listing courtesy of that agent or whatever. One thing I want to point out is there are many things that make us unique, but one thing is that we really focus on the status. So here we've got a bunch of properties that are just listed, right? I don't know, Ann, are Nick or Jason in this call right now? Are they in your office right now? Because there's a couple of properties here, like on Waterstone Circle. They are not. Okay. So the thing here, I'll tell you what's happening. Your MLS is not delivering sold data to us. I don't know why, but it's not getting here. And that's between Keller Williams and the MLS and List Hub, some things do not flow through. But it's very important that if your home goes pending, that you change it to pending and you use the tools. And if your home is just sold, you definitely want to use just sold advertising. And I'm going to show you why in a few minutes. But if this is the manual step, take that manual step. I can't, you'll see, I'll show it to you in a few minutes and you'll understand why. But for something that's just listed, all you got to do is log in, go to your task button. It's the first button, and click through, and it'll drop us on a task list, right? And now let me ask you, for your agents, are you all of the agents using one type of website for themselves? Like, is it a Playster site? Is it an old market leader site? Or they just have their own sites all over? Usually it's all kind of one major group. So while I get that answer, majority is Playster. Okay. So I don't really want to get too deep into Playster, but I will. We'll get deep enough. We'll get deep enough. It's a great platform. It's a WordPress blog, if you don't know that. And we actually have tools that you can put on your blogs. So I don't know where they are, though. I'll find them here in a minute. But the point of this is the section to market your listing as just listed. So you open up this button here. It shows you the tool and you get it out. This is a listing landing page. And one thing I'd like you to know is, and I'm gonna, let's see if I can get back to the mastermind group to point it out. Yeah. And this guy, Kevin Cooper, I don't know where, I can't remember where he's from. He's from the Bean Group. Okay. So he uses all of our tools. And he's saying, I use all the tools. Coming soon, just listed, open house, just sold. And he just gets leads all over the place, right? And that's awesome. And what that means is he's going in and using the task list like I'm showing you, and just uses the tools as we've designed them. Now, one thing I want to say is, for your social media advertising, we recommend you either use the listing landing page or the single property website. These are two different tools to market the same home. Okay? When a home is just listed, coming soon, open house, or just plain active, I recommend you use the listing landing page. When the home is pending and just sold, I recommend you use the single property website. And I'll show you that stuff in my account, since I don't know where to find sold properties in your account. But let's look at this real quickly. And what this does is it showcases the home on one big page. And it says, this home is just listed. And if you want more information, you can click continue with Facebook. I'm not going to do that because I don't know if he's got this connected to a CRM and I don't want to be in a drip campaign. But if I click that button, I'm going to be giving the agent my name and my email address as it shows in Facebook, right? And then I get dropped as a consumer onto the single property website, and you as the agent gets the lead in your email. So that's how it works. To get that out on the internet, it's very simple. Click right here, share, right? That opens up Facebook. If you're logged into Facebook, it's going to just push it right there. And you always want to write something important about this house, right? Great neighborhood, whatever you're going to write. I just am, doing something quick here. But whatever you write, and that's the selling point of this house and why they need to check it out, copy that. And then down here to the bottom right, it says post to Facebook. And if you push that, it actually goes to Facebook. And then that's it, right? Now, I really recommend that you're pushing to LinkedIn. We do see a lot of lead gen from LinkedIn and Pinterest. We don't see a lot from Twitter and from Google, but Twitter's all in the news, so it's wise to just click that button and push Twitter, right? It's also wise to push it and get it to LinkedIn. And since I copied, yeah, so, okay, so this is Twitter. So I am going to tell you a trick here. Since I copied what I wrote, I can just paste it in. But the other thing I want to do is I want to put some hashtags like real estate and Woodbury, and probably Minnesota, and if there's any cool, neighborhood associated to that. Do I know how to spell Minnesota? And then log in and tweet. It just pushes it there, right? LinkedIn, and not a lot of people think about LinkedIn, but they have their own sort of social media platform where there's a lot of people are sharing news and stuff like that. And I don't know about you, but me, I have people joining me on LinkedIn all the time, and I kind of don't even know why, but it just happens. And now those people can see that I've got a home that's just listed, right? And I have my little note there, and I just share it, and bang, it's there. So to be on all the social media platforms, all the major ones, it would probably take you 5 minutes, okay? And the thing that you would be pushing there would be designed to capture leads, and it does capture leads. We auto-upload your listings to YouTube. And if you want, you can go to your profile up here and connect your own YouTube channel. Now, I don't know if you know that if you have Gmail, and I think a lot of Keller agents have Gmail, you also have YouTube. You have a YouTube channel associated to that. So you can connect that by going somewhere. I can't remember where it is, but you can connect your, tools and add-ons, yeah. And you just click this button, authorize your YouTube channel, and it takes you to, and it says, what account do you want to connect to, right? And all you do is say, well, I want this one, or I want that one. And at that point, any new listings that hit the system, we will auto-generate a YouTube video, courtesy of you, for that home. And, but here on the profile, while we're here, I want to point out a couple of things. Usually your email address is right here, front and center, right? And you want to make sure you get all leads and tools. If you have an assistant, maybe a marketing assistant, you could put their email here and say, oh, I want all tools to go to my assistant. Maybe you've got another CRM somewhere, and you've got a unique email address that you can send your leads there. You could put it here, and you could say, oh, send all leads there. All right. So that's kind of that. The rest of this sort of is self-explanatory. The one thing, though, the lead gen signature, our clients love this, and it's a really cool tool. I don't know if you can see the box on the right, but it would have your picture, it would have your logo, and it'd also have your favorite lead generation links. And we haven't spoken about those, but these are links that can point to your Playster websites. So if you've got your website configured to capture leads, and for me, that means that you let a consumer see 3 or 5 or 10 properties, and then you tell them, hey, please register to continue. If your Playster site is configured like that, well, then you might want to start taking advantage of that. And also, because you can say, hey, I want Woodbury homes, I want St. Paul homes for sale, and Minneapolis, right? And then over here, free home values, that's also embedded in that link, in that email signature bar. That's an automated home value, and this is just the generic one, but you could also create one that's specifically for your area. Preferences down here is a big deal. If you have reviews on Zillow, check this box. We have a couple of powerful tools to help you capture leads with those reviews. Okay. We also have, this controls what is called the Facebook registration. And so I want to point out, I'm actually going to take the leap and click continue with Facebook on this property. We'll see if the agent contacts me and does some great follow-up. But it asks me to log in, okay? And all I got to do is go down here and click continue. And once I do this, let's see if I can get past this, or if he's got it. Okay, so he's got it configured to where, give me a second, guys, to where it's requiring a phone number. So I can't actually get in because it's requiring a phone number. So I'm going to give them my phone number. And I don't actually recommend that you use requiring a phone number. I just don't recommend that at all because it typically kills lead gen. But at this point, Bruce has all my info, and I am now looking at the single property website that has everything on it, right? It has everything. It's got the bedrooms, and it's got the pics, and it's got everything about this home that I want to know. So that's the listings to leads program. For you to get the info you want, I've got to get some contact info. Now, this page here says, this if you wanted to market this page instead, well, that's cool too. But you won't only want to use a single property website when the home is pending or just sold. And this little button right here, you can't see it. This allows me to close it if I don't want to fill that out. And that's a big long story to tell you why I'm even over here. And that is Facebook forced registration. When I was on this page and this page popped up, if I have forced registration, I cannot close this page. I just can't. I can close this page and go away, but I can't actually get away without giving up my contact information. So that's how you control that. And I recommend that you make sure you're doing that the right way. So here, waiting 5 seconds, and then that lead capture form pops up. Some people say 10 seconds and even longer. You can set that up the way you want. Now, I showed you the property valuation page like this. The data behind that comes from 2 different companies, the Zillow Estimate or Onboard Infometrics. And you should test those out to see what's going on in your area. Sometimes Zillow is better, sometimes Onboard is better. So test them out, just open the page, type in an address, do it on the Zillow number, then change the settings to Onboard, and then do it again, and you'll see if what looks like the better number. So we kind of digressed. We went over to the profile. Let's go back to the listing section. And I want to point out that we definitely focus on status. We want to make sure you're doing the right status. Then you jump over here to your taskbar, task menu. And we did the first step. And the first step was get your marketing out to your social media. And what I want to point out is once you're done, remember we have this here and we shared this out there. Once you're done, check this box and it'll save the date right over here on the right so that you know, like, I did that, right? Now, we also have something for seller social media. And this is actually, I think, a fairly confusing part of our system, but it's a very powerful part. And that is, while we just shared Bruce's property, in a sense, to his social media, because you have a home for sale, you definitely want to talk about that, right? That makes complete sense. But you also want to be able to say, hey, I want to get it out in front of my clients, friends, and family as well. So if you say, if you give this tool to them, and if you read the directions when you get it, you will see what's going on. But I'm going to do it here so that you can, we can chat amongst ourselves about this, right? This is designed to automatically go to you. Now here, my name is Vincent Meza, and this says it's Vincent Meza. This should be coming from your homeowner. If you're selling a home, you should say, hey, I'm marketing, I'm doing all these things, and we're trying to get more buyers. Could you put this on your wall? And obviously we're doing it to showcase their home, but also you're doing it to get your name and your office name in front of all of the friends of your client. Because as much as our clients at Listings to Leads love online leads, they really prefer referrals, right? I want to do business with the friends and family and colleagues of my current clients. And I'd say the number one place they are communicating is Facebook, right? They do it in other ways, but the number one, you're sharing pictures of your family and your meals and your cats and all that stuff with all your friends and family on Facebook. That's just what's going on. So now with our tool that's automatically generated and we email it to you, you can tell all their friends and family that you are their realtor, right? And it's pretty cool, but it gets really cool when this property is just sold, and we will jump over there to show you that. And then when you're done, you check it so that you know that you're done. And then you kind of go through, since you're at, we create an auto virtual tour. And if you're doing anything, so we get your photos automatically from the MLS, and we create an auto virtual tour. And as I mentioned, we put it on YouTube. And that's cool from an SEO perspective. It is not cool from a lead gen perspective. It's pretty much useless from a lead gen perspective. But what is very powerful is our branded virtual tour. And that branded virtual tour, we give you the hyperlink. It's up there at the top. It's this big, ugly URL. But it doesn't matter how ugly it is. If you copy it and you put it on your listing on KWLS, they will syndicate this virtual tour to all kinds of websites, right? Now, this guy has got this property. I cannot close this. So that's what I was talking about, forced lead registration. So he's kind of clicking around probably and just changing things, not know what's going on. But for me, I don't like forced lead gen because now I can't get back to the page. If I don't want to give you your info, I cannot get back to this page. And I'm going to refresh this because there's a really important piece to our system, and that is these lead generation links. Search all homes for sale, free homes. I can look at these. I could have, Scott Township homes for sale. I could have, and I got to refresh this because of forced lead capture. I could have St. Paul homes for sale. I could have St. Paul homes under 400 grand. And all of those links are clickable and can drive them right to your Playster website. And if that website is configured to capture leads, great, right? So, short story, get the branded virtual tour and get it on KWLS and let them push it out to all the major websites so you can capture more leads, all right? Now, down below, Seller Sphere of Influence. It's a flyer that looks like that Facebook thing for the flyer. Print flyers for nearby homes. Maybe you're not into door knocking, but if you're doing an open house or holding an open house for somebody, definitely use our print flyers because they are designed to capture leads. They're all designed to capture leads. We have a tool here to get you to Craigslist. You don't really need to do YouTube. We do it automatically, and Instagram. If you do Facebook, it gets there. And I'll tell you this, something very new that we saw 2 weeks ago. This is our business page, and you have a business page, right? If you don't have a business page on Facebook, please get a business page on Facebook. And what we are learning and seeing, and actually I just found this out from another Keller Williams agent. We work with other companies, but a lot of Keller folks like our lead gen, so they get in. If you just write anything on here, like, let's see, what a great home, right? I'm just going to type in something just for conversation. And you put a link to one of our tools on it. I'm going to do this one even though the lead capture is not to my liking. Where I'm lost. Sorry guys, give me a second. It's like here. Yeah. When you pay something in there, it kind of looks like whatever it's meant to look like. Because Facebook owns Instagram, what we're seeing is that even if you do this, which is a free step, right? Push it here and it's free, and I'm not writing an ad on it. But if I post this and make it live, if you've created a business page on Instagram connected to this account, they will push this to Instagram. And over here on the Facebook social media, this is something you don't need to worry about. But there's a little button here that looks like Instagram. This shows you what it's going to look like on Instagram. Okay. So there's not a ton of lead capture until 2 weeks ago when they started adding, and you can't see it here because we're not on Instagram, but down underneath this photo will be a little drop down that says learn more. And that is happening for free. And it says learn more, and when you click learn more, it opens up this page. And I've got clients, just putting out their property valuation ads just right on their business page, and they're free flowing to Instagram and capturing listing leads. So it's pretty cool stuff. That said, you want to go through all of these steps. There may be some that you don't want to do, but you definitely do. And you won't remember what I'm showing you here as soon as we get off this call together. So up here on the right is a little light bulb, and you can't see it because of where I recorded, but it says questions over there. And I think there's about 15 different steps to market that home. And when we land on this support page, it actually talks about those 15 steps. And maybe it's that you just want to do the virtual tour. There's a little graphic here saying that if you want, you can open up this little menu and go right to the virtual tour section to learn about how to manage
You're
that.
just listed
right?
virtual tour
And
from Listings
this
to Lead.
little video covers everything about how to market your property as just listed. So if you forget what I'm saying here, you definitely want to do that. So now I want to talk to you about why you want to market sold and pending advertising. And you want to market it on your own social media, and you want to market it through your homeowner's social media. So let's go look at it. I'm going to log into my little demo account. And give me a second. So if we go back to listings, and when you log in, like I said, you want to make sure you're taking advantage of this, right? So I had mentioned earlier that our call to actions are different, right? So let's go look at a home that's coming soon, and let's go to the task list, and let's open up this task, and let's look at the listing landing page, right? The listing landing page, well, we'll click view. Everything seems to be running a little bit slow in my internet world right now. There we go. That is a coming soon page, right? And as I mentioned, when a home is just listed, coming soon, active, or open house, I recommend that you use a listing landing page, just like that. Let's click edit here, and let's click open house. And let's say there's going to be an open house for this property on the 14th from 1 to 4 p.m. Save it here. You're going to get a stack of tools in one email to market this. Or let's just wait for it to finish. Come on. Yeah. Or you can just click tasks, and now you're dropped immediately on the open house section and go through the steps. And if you forgot how to do that, you could click this light bulb, and that would show you the steps of how to market your open house. But the listing landing page takes a different shape when it's an open house, so I'm going to refresh that to show you. Because that's a time-sensitive deal now, right? So now it says you've got 5 days and 34 minutes before this thing happens. So that's part of our call to action. This is not a coming soon. This is now an open house. And to kind of show you how our marketing changes and to continue on that theme, I'm going to go back to my listings, and I'm going to go to a property that is just sold. And just sold and pending act the same way. And now I'm repeating myself, I think for the third time, that when a property is just sold or pending, you don't want to market your listing landing page. You want to market your single property website. And I'll show you why here. Give it a second. Now, don't worry about the logo and the background colors. Yours is set up for your office. So mine just have some goofy colors that I have up there. Give it a second and we'll see this. Boy, I really have slow internet. speed, which is ridiculous because I shouldn't. We're almost there, guys. Give me a second. Yeah. This is the single property website for this home. My settings are, I think, for 5 to 10 seconds. You can look at this, and then the call to action is going to pop up, the lead capture form. And notice that the lead capture form has changed dramatically. And that's because when a home is pending or just sold, the people that click on that ad are typically people who own a home, and they may want the closing price, or they may just want to get their free home value right here. So that is the point of paying attention to the statuses with listings to leads, because it's dynamic. It is designed to capture leads at every different stage. All right. I'm going to go back to this list, and I talked about your social media, and I think one of the number one things that I really, really love about our platform is this. It's a love-hate with this. This thing here, when you change your property to sold, we're going to send this to you automatically. And if you're like most agents, you don't know what in the world this is. This is what it is. I'm going to copy it. You want to copy that. You want to clean it up, and you want to send it to your client. And let's go over to my page, and I'll show you what it looks like. Leave this page, yeah. You want to send that to your client. We kind of did that earlier, but we want to do it now the home is sold, right? And this is why I definitely want you to use this, because we did it an earlier part of the call. We did this one for Bruce's property, right? And now all of Bruce's friends and family and colleagues know that you are their realtor, right? So that's just listed. You could have done it open soon. You could have did it pending. But then when you went and did it as sold, it would say, hey, our home is sold and we want to recommend Bruce at Keller Williams. There is his email and phone number. It's a pre-written testimonial for Facebook, for social media. And if his friends or families, the homeowner's friends and families want to click on that, well, it's going to open up the single property website, right? And what is that single property website going to do? It's going to maybe point people over to other links on my website, or it's going to offer them a free home value automatically. So that's kind of the nature, if you see what's going on here, of what we're doing with listings to leads. I'll tell you the secret to listings to leads when it comes to lead generation. The secret is using the tools. If you're an agent that does not use these tools, you won't be capturing any leads. But if you're an agent that starts to continually and consistently use our tools, you're going to find yourself with hundreds of leads every month. Some of them you might get free. A lot of clients get a lot of them free, and I'm actually going to give you a couple of tips here, and then I'm going to let you go. And if you have questions from your team or from yourself, please let me know, because I'm going to show you a couple things here, and then I'm going to wrap up. Man, and I apologize for this internet connection. What the heck is going on? Let's stop that. Okay. No questions. Great. Okay. Back to the mastermind group. Back to the mastermind group. There is a search panel. You'll see, and I put it in here for my own sanity. There's a little picture right here that says, hey, welcome new people. You can search this group with this box right here. And there are two searches I would like you to do. One is marketplace. I think you can do it in one word. The marketplace, if you don't know, is like a national online garage sale in Facebook. And it's kind of down to your area. And, yeah, I will show you. What is the analytics for? I will show you that. Our clients are getting a lot of leads from the marketplace place. And the reason why I bring it up is it's free. I want to point out to you However, let's see here. I don't know what company she's from. That marketplace ads, the response doesn't come via email like what the tools I just showed you, right? It comes in the form of a chat panel. Now, I don't know if you use Facebook, but there's like this little chat panel where you chat with your friends. And this person, and when you run an ad in the marketplace, the lead responses come in that chat panel. And you'll note that this lady ran 2 different ads in a weekend, and she has 67 conversations going in her chat panel about an open house and just listed. That is really, really powerful stuff. So I would like you to be looking at that if you want a free place to capture leads. You've got to use our tools behind the post, obviously. And the other one is stop renting. You will see a big dialogue in this thing going on for months because our clients have shared that they are running these ads and getting leads all over the place, right? Although here it says they're getting flagged. But there are a lot of people capturing leads from it. Also inside the mastermind group, let's see if I can get back to the top. Yeah, if you go to files, this has been such a big topic that people are sharing in the file section what their ads look like, right? And let's see here. Stop renting swipe file, right? There's just things in here to help you build your business, right? That's all it is. So there was a question about what are analytics? Analytics, we're actually refining this to make it more powerful, but what it tells you is where are people seeing your tools? And for you guys, this is, I'm logged in as me, so this is me. So you can tell people are looking at my single property websites, looking at my virtual tours, and some WordPress ads, right? In the past 7 days, which is pretty cool. And then so if you're logged in as the office, you're going to see this as a total number, right? If you're logged in as an agent, you're going to see that in a certain way. And also your leads are saved right here. It might be obvious to you, but leads are right here. You should, make sure and look at these leads. You can download them if you need them. You can export them if you need them. But it tells you what tool they came from and what address they were talking about, and of course, contact information. So, Ann, are there any other questions? I've kept you guys for a little more than an hour. I'm happy to answer questions for you, but I gotta respect your time as well. So, okay, so I'm going to take us to the homepage, and I'm just going to show you a couple things here. Please note we do have live training every week, and on the Facebook topic, I recommend, even if you know everything about Facebook, that you get on our calls at least once a month, because things change on Facebook about every 3 days. The language that works and stops working, we know about because we got thousands of clients chatting about it in our mastermind group, and we train on it. If we see something changing in Facebook, we're talking about it ASAP. So get on our calls, find out what we're doing. There are a lot of gurus out there. There are a lot of coaches who are talking about us. I train the Tom Ferry coaches because they want to be training their clients about our platform, and they don't know everything that we know about what's going on Facebook. And Jared James is out there doing that. Lori Ballin, who you probably know from the Keller Williams family, trains and asks people to use our platform because it's very easy. But the point is, we live and breathe in this area. If it's about lead gen and it's on the internet, if it's new and arriving, we are going to be on it. So stay involved with our classes. If you need help with Facebook, there's a section right here. Getting started, if you want to set up your profile, go right here. Open house is here. Get our listing presentation. It's not very sexy. I don't think it looks like, fantastic stuff, but it is very powerful because it talks about all the tools that we create for you, and it just makes you look really good. So everybody, thanks so much for your time. I am going to get this tutorial up on YouTube, and I'm going to send it to Ann with the instructions on getting in the mastermind group. Please get in that mastermind group. It will help you. Have a great day and good luck with us. And I'm sorry. Our support page is right here. We've got 4 support people. They will help you throughout the week all the time. And I think we've got people going. Okay, everybody. Thanks so much. Take it easy. Hammer our system. You will be happy with the results. Bye-bye.